Okay, so it's July 4th, 2026, and we got to do Groundhog Day again today. Anybody seen the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray? You know, where everything's just a repeat. That's what we do with the Charles Perry and David Roberson and their crew of Estrango. So here we go again. This morning, we hear somebody again talking about this is intel we got in. Talking about, you can't get her delivered in our illegal human trafficking deal that Charles Perry made to sell Cynthia so that we can get all of our money on the sale of a human being, 57-year-old granny, and we can then pay everybody, and then we can, pimp her out and torture her and murder her. She won't just go do that willingly. No, no one would. And I get threatened with death. I get threatened with false arrest. I get threatened with destitution. I get threatened with run the tornado on her, wipe her bank accounts out, and turn her cell phone off, and get her kicked out all at the same time. And then she'll call us, and then she'll be trafficked. She'll be coerced into it. Country bunkin' inbreds over here that we are. Who in the fuck do you think you're dealing with? Who in the fuck do you think you're talking about? She can't go back to New Mexico. We gotta make sure she don't go back to Nevada. Who is it you thought you were talking about? Look at this right here from last night. David uses sealant. He pays a guy named Wade to make up a concoction sealant that he can put in food that will cause sphincter closure and bowel obstruction and require an emergency gastric bypass. And he tries to do it every day. And he has for like a year. And everybody runs around and goes, that didn't work. How'd she know to do that? How'd she know what to do so it didn't work? And there's like 20 things a day with this that they try to do to me with it. Before causation applies here, before Charles Perry comes where I am and causes some kind of major problem or tries to, and we find out about it, and then I know what to do so it doesn't work. And we've said this again and again. We've done this ridiculous repeat thing for like a decade now, 15 years, 15 years. And it fails every day. Because here's how this really works. If you take something from me, we take something from you. If you cause a problem for me, they're going to cause problems for you. I have help. I can't do this by myself. It is a need-to-know investigation. It is a need to know. You don't get to know. And then we hear them, oh, we got to sit her down and make her explain. Nope. Absolutely not. I don't owe you an explanation for fuck. Charles, I rejected you and I left. I left. I don't like you. There's not 1 inch of my skin that you don't make roll. You give everybody the heebie-jeebies and the creepy crawlies. You're a fucking weirdo. Nobody likes what you're doing. Nobody likes what you're doing. Nobody, sir. So, I can get information and you cannot. If you know everything, and you have all that power and all that money, and nobody will give you even the name of one person involved in the investigation, so you can backdoor me and get them to back off and fire me, what do you think that means? Why do you think that is? Maybe it's because nobody likes what you're doing. So here's how this works. You go around and you threaten people. I'll false arrest you. I'll cause destitution for you. I'll take everything and everyone from you. I'll cause major problems for you. Or you can take my bribe and do exactly what I say, which is a crime. You are going to be coerced into the crime for me. So they basically, all these years, have had option A or option B, threats or bribes. Now they got option C, a new sheriff is in town, so to speak. Sir. That's how we get the help with information. So about 5 years ago, one guy said to another, do you think they have leaks? And that's how she's finding out what they're going to do to her, so she knows how to get around it. And she knows what to do so it doesn't work. Every day they say the same thing. That didn't work. It just pissed her off. Somebody found out and told her what to do. So our plan didn't work, but hers did. She now has more information to use against us in a criminal case. Again today, all day long. All day long. All over and over and over and over. We say it, then we show you, then we say it. Every contact, every problem, every loss. You take, we take. You cause problems, we cause problems. Is that a problem? You ruin, we ruin. You get in my privacy, they got in your privacy. They got court orders and you don't have that. They have a legitimate reason to do that. You're a danger to people's lives. You're dangerous. You murder people. We can prove that, David. You want to see? You want to find out in your criminal case? So we do this over and over. And the guy said, do you think they have leaks? And he goes, I'm pretty sure they do. Because every time David Roberson and Charles Perry come around, everything's a problem, and everything's some big ordeal, and everything's a nightmare, and what should take 5 minutes takes all damn day, and everything's a problem, and it's not too long, and everybody's broke. And I can tell you for a fact, everybody has been long sick of that, and they're glad somebody's finally putting a stop to it. So, I think they probably do now that there's someone to leak to. So when you ask who told, we're right on the money. You just want to know how we found out. Okay, then Mr. Perry types in my phone daily. Who leaked? Is it Bob? Is it Al? Is it Jim? Is it Troy? Is it your family? Is it your kids? And every day I've responded the same exact way. Asked and answered, you dumb son of a bitch. I'm recording it so I don't have to repeat it for you. No one has time for this, sir. Nobody. I'm not told how information is obtained. It is a need to know, and I don't need to know that. I'm told in general. In general. There's either an investigatory order signed off on by a judge that would allow like a wiretap order or some such, or a bugging device around you, or it is an official infiltrator or an official informant or an unofficial leak. Then we get the information, then we got to confirm it. Sometimes the information we get might be all true. Sometimes it might be nothing true. Sometimes it might be partially true. And once it's confirmed, it goes to the prosecutor as evidence. Now it's not just information, it is evidence to use against you in a court of law to prove mens rea, criminal intent, malicious aforethought, premeditation. We plan to frame her for murder. Here's the details and specifics on that. We planned a targeted pullover. Here's the details and the specifics on that. Mr. Perry, when you threaten me and I win, how many times do I get to tell you the same thing? All the court proceedings that you have got your hands on and made something illegal can and will be used against you as part of the criminal case. If that's a crime, then they'll charge you with that too, sir. You are not going to intimidate me. You don't gaslight me. Gaslighting means hot air. You are full of hot air, and I'm not going to let you affect anything I do at all. Nothing. You don't affect me at all. Your daydream bullshit is daydream bullshit. And all you're doing while you go, have somebody go off on some sort of batshit crazy rant, bipolar something, all that does, I don't say a word. I let them confirm my intel, and that's that. Told you so. We did say. We gotta get her in a hotel. We gotta make her live in a hotel. We can get to her easier. Every time you have made me move, things for you get much worse. You know why? What my boss told you to do is you're gonna fucking fuck off. You don't invade her privacy, you sick piece of shit. She has the right to her privacy, you don't have the right to take it. But since you took hers, we took yours. So we know now that you're trying to make her move again. Where did I tell you I wanted her? With her son. You're interfering with my order was, I want her with her son to protect her from you. Because you're making him worse. You tried to kill that kid, and we know, because we heard you talking about it. You killed her dad. We heard you talking about it. You killed Chief Miller. We found out Michael Neely was drugged before anybody else said it. We found out Gene Mitchell's legal argument that was a load of crap before he made it. Because you're being investigated, you dumb son of a bitch. We get the help because people are sick of y'all. They're sick of you. They're sick of the creeping peep. They're sick of the creepy. Most people go around and they try not to be creepy. Most men try really hard not to be creepy. And you try to be creepy. And we don't even have words for that. Is it working for you? Did you get a name? Did you get me fired? Did you get me delivered? No. I got names out of that. I got information out of that. And then I knew what to do. So your deal didn't work, did it? That's how this works, dum-dum. That's how this works. And I told you very, very bluntly, any judge that is making decisions that are getting people killed is going to go to jail with you. And that's all there is to it. It's not up to the judge, and it's not up to you. You all it's corruption. It's corruption. You go to jail. Things are different this time, as I said they would be in 2016. What day are they going to arrest you, know-it-all? Since you know everything, and you got all the power, and you got all the money, and some bear that if you poke it, ruins people, then if you know everything, you tell us what day are they going to arrest you, and who's going to arrest you. Okay? If you're too stupid to figure that out, then what about all the people working for you? They're all too stupid to figure that out too? Yeah, that's not my problem, is it? Not at all. Maybe nobody wants you to know information that you're not entitled to know. I'm not told how information is obtained. You know as much about it as I do. When you go to jail and you have a criminal trial, you can challenge whatever you want to challenge there like everyone else. You don't have the constitutional right to know how everybody in the need to know gets the information. You don't have the right to know how it is disseminated once it is collected, including to me. We don't want you to know that. And if you can't figure out why we get the help and you don't, we're not really worried about you figuring out the who and the how. Because for 15 years, you have no idea why people have turned against you, and they're helping us, not you. And by now, you got to figure that one out. You're old enough to know that. We all get rejected. We all move on. You need to put your big boy pants on and fuck off. And act with some dignity and some class and like you have some self-respect. Because no self-respecting bitch acts like you, sir. You're an elected official. You vigorously pursued public figure status, and then you act like that? You think your kids are proud of you, sir? Acting like you're acting? So, we found out about this sealant stuff that David paid Wade to make up and put in my food. Or repackaged food they put on the shelves when they find out when and where I'm going to the grocery. And we've said it again and again, you're caught, and you still wonder why it doesn't work. And you know you're being investigated, and they'll tell me what to do. Well, here's what they just did. Now here's what you do. So it won't work. And we do this dance every day. Like you've never been, you have no idea. And you don't know that we already have it. Once we have it, we have it. Once it's out, it's out. Once you confirm it, it goes to the prosecutor as evidence. And that's all there is to it. That's how this works. That's how this works. I'm not a teenager you dug out of a ditch. And you act like you think I am. Our objective is to ruin you. You ruin, we ruin. Since you ruin, it should be okay. You're okay with people ruining each other, aren't you? We ruin criminals, we ruin the crime to end the suffering you cause. And you've caused a lot of suffering. And that is what turns everyone's stomachs, and that is what turns people against you. Mr. Powell runs around telling everybody in Lubbock he's a Christian. He's like him and Charles for a long time acted like they think they're Jesus walking on water. I'm going to tell you what Jesus said, Matt. I was hungry and you fed me. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was a stranger and you invited me into your home. I was in prison and you visited. I was in the hospital, you visited. If you do this to the least of these, you've done this to me, myself, God. The God who chooses who gets it and who doesn't. Who gets in to heaven and who doesn't. And then to another group of people, he said, you didn't do all that. Depart from me, I don't know you. It doesn't matter how often you're in church. You can be in church every time the doors are open. Standing in church, being in church, doesn't make you a Christian any more than being in a garage makes you a car. So what he said is, you didn't feed me when I was hungry. You didn't clothe me when I was naked. You didn't come see me in prison or in hospital. You didn't take care of me when I came to your door. You didn't let me in. So depart from me, I don't know you. If you do this to the least of these, you've done it to me. So, That's acts of negligence. How much worse is it for those people who caused the hunger, who caused the thirst, who caused the imprisonment, who caused the hospitalization, who caused the homelessness? Because you, sir, have done that to me and my son, who was a minor child in my home and deserved to have a home. And you ruined that for him. And so you've paid with social consequences, and those social consequences are leading to legal criminal consequences. Now, you can sit there and daydream all you want, and you guys can sit there and bullshit yourselves all you want, but the bottom line is I have the information to put you in jail. We are not doing this to use it as a party entertainment, despite Charles Perry's delusion. The guy seeps and oozes with delusion, and people make fun of him because he can no longer tell fact from fiction. And all he does is harass all day. He harasses me all day. I'm going to have you charged with a murder. I'm going to have you pulled over. I can see you. I think that's a trophy. I can see you. We're a couple. We're together. It's real. No. It's not real to me. Delusional. You're making a buffoon ass of yourself is what you're doing. And you're too stupid to know that. You don't hear what people say behind your back. Because you murder folks, they're not going to tell you what they really think to your face, are they? You think they're going to go, oh yeah, I'm helping because you make my stomach turn. There's a reason what you're doing is a crime, and there's a reason everyone else isn't doing what you're doing. And there's a reason we can get names and information and you cannot. And none of you can put that together in your head. That's how that works. Brotherhood, the brotherhood. Oh, I think she poked our bear. Did it matter? Did it? Here's the thing that I told someone who told me that the first person that said you poked the bear. You know what I said? Yes, I did, didn't I? You know why? Because Charles Perry ran around acting like there was no bear. I poked the hell out of the bear. So the bear starts flailing around and knocking things over and making a mess. And then I can say, see? Do you see the mess the bear made? There is a bear, actually. So I did it on purpose. Stupid. Everything I do is very intentional. It's not arbitrary, and you should know that by now. We always have a strategy, and we always have a plan to catch your crime and expose you for what you really are. God's plan is to expose you as a liar. And you know that song by Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, You're Not Like Us? You can spin it however you want, Drake. People aren't slow. You think they're going to believe you? You think wrong. I can get the help with information, and you cannot. Everybody wants you gone, ruined and gone. Everybody does. So, we get the help and you don't. I just had the most disturbing conversation that I've ever had in my life, and is with Charles Perry. He said, I just need to make a problem bad enough so Cynthia will call me. Wow, that is sick and twisted. So, that made me very uncomfortable. It kept me up all night long. Who the hell does that? So, Mr. Perry, we get all these, this one. There's not a day that goes by that we don't hear that. They are doing what to her? Here's what they're doing. Who the fuck does that? What kind of sick, twisted... If my life depended on it, gun to my head, I couldn't think that up if I had to. So who in the hell thinks this shit up and then does it to her and her son? And you turn people against you. Y'all need to hurry up and put him in jail. Charles, every contact gets me more information to ruin you, to put you in jail. They want you hung. You and David, especially. There's 6 of you. They want hung first. Charles Perry, David Roberson, Gregory, Lucius, Gordy, and Jacob. Top of the list. There's a whole list. I have a whole list of names. Bencourt, Blankenship, Richard Dickey, Beverly Sonjay, Geppetto, Kate, Renee, Andrew Lawrence, James, Ruben, Jeff, Billy, Trevor, Nathan, Troy, Zach, and Cody, Kayla, Mason, Liam, Gary, Greg, Tim, and Larry. All those people, they want you hung. Ethan, Phil, Gabaldon, Gonzalez, Oscar, Flores, Miguel. They want you hung. Doug and Garrett, Chet, Diego, Gordy, and Hoyt. They're your crew. They want you hung. We get the help to do that. We have the power and the information to do that. and nobody will help you backdoor that. Somebody in the White House in November 2025 last year said, all you've done is inflame the situation. And you keep wanting me to call and get her boss, get her fired and get these people to back off. But I don't even have the name of someone to call. They're not going to help you if you're pissing them off and inflaming the situation. I need you to back him off for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, he needs to make sure she has money, make sure she's with her kids, and leave her the fuck alone for 2 weeks. Because your way's not working. Or you wouldn't be calling me. She's quoted 2 of my people. Which 2 people did I quote? There was 2 people that I quoted and 1 person that quoted me in the White House. What were those 3 people? What is their involvement that I would be quoting them and one of them is quoting me? You need to tell people, because I'm not going to do it. It's part of the need to know, and I don't have to. Now, we might be talking to that individual at this point. We weren't then. We might be now. It's really none of your business. It's a need to know for a reason. I get the help, not you. The atrocities. I guess some guy said, is there ever going to be a wedding? And he goes, no, there's too many funerals. This guy's a murderer. So, no. Look what she's doing. She's kicking his ass like it's never been kicked before. And he acts like he can't figure that out yet. She's going to destroy him. Too many funerals, so yeah, there won't be a wedding. The guy's a nut job. You go talk to him. You can't talk to him for more than 2 minutes and not be able to tell he's a complete nut job. So, the guy goes, okay. Came back and he goes, yep, total nut job. Nothing he said made any sense. Nothing. Not one thing did that guy say that made sense. So, he needs to be in a straitjacket is what he needs. Everybody needs that. Every contact gets me more. So, in 2021, somebody said, when Charles pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. Nothing is working. Nothing. You know what Charles's response is? Do it more. Do it more. Inflame more. Make everybody mad more. Harass everybody more. That's literally his decision. That's his resolution. That's his solution to his problems of getting caught every day like never before in his life. No, the victim has this kind of information. No, the victim has this and knows what to do about it. But I do. And they act like they don't have any idea what that means, that I have it. I have it. What's it mean that I have it? I don't do stupid. I can't stand it. I can't be around it. I'm not a special education teacher. I don't do like finger paints and Play-Doh and crayons. You go find a professional for that to explain to you what it means that I have this and you're the victims don't have it. I have it. It's different this time. If you knew normal, clearly you're having a great difficulty adjusting. You can't tell fact from fiction anymore, can you, Charles? Looney Tooney. You embarrass the hell out of me. I wouldn't be caught dead with you. I wouldn't be seen with you for millions. You couldn't pay me enough for that. I don't embarrass myself on purpose. And you embarrass me. You embarrass everybody. And nothing embarrasses you. Nothing embarrasses you. So nobody's going to sign up for that. Not anymore. You have a name? No. How many millions have you paid out to get a name that you just didn't get one? Not the right name. You're wasting everybody's money. People want you hung. And that's real. That's what's real. So the guy in the White House says, can the guy not control himself to just back off? I don't care about some little twerp's high school daydream. Who gives a shit about that? I want to know who this is quoting my people. For my own sake. So if they won't do what I say, distance yourself from them. Because I, for my own sake, need to have that guy's name and I need to talk to him. And if Mr. Perry is going to continue to do the same thing that didn't work, that led to a phone call to me, and he thinks he knows everything, you need to let him figure it out by himself. I'm out. I'm going to help her, because you know what will happen if I can help her? Her people might talk to me, and then I can find out what they're doing and why they're doing it. There's no treason here. There's no military secrets being sold to another country. This is human trafficking crime, RICO Act violations, and coercion up the yin-yang. And everybody, murder, rape, everybody wants it stopped. And these are violations of United States laws. And that's what we're doing. And I'm sorry you don't like that, you stupid son of a bitch. Criminals are stupid or they wouldn't be criminals. And all you do is harass people all damn day. And my guy was like, he can't control himself for 5 minutes, much less 2 weeks. So don't hold your breath on that one. Don't hold your breath on that one. But here's what we're doing, and here's why we're doing it. And you're not to help them. You're not to help them. Because here's what's going on. This is what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then a couple months later, you call the guy back. We really need to find out who this is. Because nothing we do has worked. And until we find out who this is, nothing we do will work. Yeah, but you said you knew everything because we told you leave her alone. And quit pissing her and these guys off. And you said you know everything, so you figured it out yourself. You're not going to have my help. I mean, I'll tell you what you want to hear to get you off the fucking phone. I have stuff to do. Why don't you? Don't bother me with your problems. I got my own. Part of my own right now is what you're doing. Because you made it my problem with this phone call. I will not have that. I will not have that. We're all busy, why aren't you? Why aren't you? So if you can't control yourself for 2 weeks to try a different approach this time, since your approach has never worked, she's not delivered, she's not fired, you don't know damn thing, do you? And that's been that way 15 years. So now you're calling me and you're bothering me with your problems. I got my own. I don't have time for this. And you just pissed me off. Who in the White House? There's a lot of people in the White House. So who in the White House was that, Charles? You know everything. You tell us. Who's going to arrest you and what day are they going to arrest you? You know everything, hotshot. You tell us. How did she know? How did she know to do that? You know everything. You tell us, hotshot. You think you're so tough threatening women behind a TV and a computer? Or a phone? Or a cop? Or a family member or somebody else? So this morning we hear this guy go, they're like, we can't get her delivered. Nothing's working. She's got people helping her, and nobody will tell us who's helping her. And until we know that, nothing's going to work. Never has. And as we continue to do the things that make them mad, we're not going to get help. We never have gotten a name. Nobody will help us with that. They're helping her, not us. That's real. That's reality. Reject. I rejected you and I left. And you just acted, sometimes I think you're more girl than I am. Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing a manly man here with your conduct. I'm not seeing it. So I don't know. I just see this weak, pathetic nothing. That's what I bully. Sitting in a corner pissing himself because somebody finally hit you back. And you're just not used to that, are you? And it was a girl who hit you back, by the way. But I have help, and the people helping me are men. You're not talking to the man if you can't treat the woman in this deal right. Not going to happen. We've told you that. Oh, do it more. All the stuff that pisses them off, do it more. Okay. That's your choice. Suit yourself. Suit yourself, weirdo. But you're not going to get any information. I don't know you an explanation. No one does. No one knows you an explanation. Okay? I get the help, you don't. You get told on. And told on. And you get made fun of a lot, too. Because you're weird. You're very weird, and you're very creepy. And you just harass people and bother people all day. Everybody's sick of it. You need to get a life, boring. Get a life, and get out of mine. So, anyways, I guess this morning the guy's like, we can't get her delivered. Nothing's working. And one guy said something to the effect of, we messed up our school. And that's when she started getting a lot of information about what's going on at our compounds. And I really regret that. And the guy goes, well, I don't think it's good enough for you to run around telling everybody you regret that. What I think you should have done is give it back and get out, like she said. Because we can't figure out who this is that ruins our plans all the time until we do what she said, give it back and get out. If you cause a problem, fix it. Now. And Charles is like, no. Well, suit yourself. Because what comes from that is this. And it's always been that way, and it will always be that way, and you won't get a name. And you have people that will continue to ruin your plan. Continue. How much money are you spending for this sealant that doesn't work? not on me, because I know what to do. How much money are you spending repackaging product that I know you did? The guys are like, here's what it is. Here's where you put it. Don't go there. Change where you shop. Change the routes you take. Change the routes you take. Change this, change that. Here's what you do to counter it. They're trying to do this, so here's what you do to get around it. And your thing, at the end of the day, you'll still sit and have the same conversation. Well, that didn't work. It just pissed her off. Yep. Well, the people in the White House told you in 2025. Whatever it is you've been doing that didn't work, stop. And that's not the first time you were told that. You were told that in like 2024. Can't you help it? Well, no. He's got a shovel and he's dug a hole really deep. And I'm not getting in that hole with him. So when he's ready to stop it, stop making a fool of himself, and stop doing all the things that he's been doing all this time that led to this phone call, there's nothing I can do. Because I'm not going to go around cleaning up his messes only for him to keep going around making more messes. I'm not doing it. My reputation and my name is on the line. I'm not putting my name on that. Why are you? I have some self-respect and dignity. So I'm not. No. He has to be finished with it. And until he's finished with it, no one can help him. He might end up finding out the hard way. He just should have stopped. Long ago. You should have done what she said a long time ago. Give back what you took, fix the problems you caused, and get the hell out of my life. Or somebody else will do it for you. Charles, we will do it for you. They will do it for you. You have my word, I promise. We told you in 2016 that you've gotten away with heinous, disturbing crimes all your life. Not this time. Watch this. Things are about to change for you. You're going to see things you've never seen before. We're going to make history here. This is rope-a-dope. We're going to let you punch yourself out. Okay? You have my word, I promise. And we've kept our promise. You've never seen this before. No other victim has that, do they? Stupid. Can't you read? Can't you understand what we just said? You act like you have no idea what we just said or what we're doing. Or what we just did. It's so embarrassing. Nothing embarrasses you. As many times as our shrink has explained it to me, it will never make sense to me why nothing embarrasses you. You know, there's a reason everybody doesn't run around doing what you do and acting like you. Okay, we don't act like you. We can get names and you can't. That never clicks for you. Nothing clicks for you. I can't do stupid. I can't handle it. I can't be around that. I can't do it. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard for me. I'll just ask people how many times there was someone I was talking to about this, and they said something Charles or David told them to say to me, and I just turned around and walked off. I'm not even dignifying this with a response. I don't do stupid. I'm done. I'm not even going to waste my air, my energy, or a brain, not one atom in my brain am I going to waste thinking of a response for that. I'm done. We're done. Bye. And I walk off. I wouldn't even. They tell you why I walked off. And I think the first police report that I filed was in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. And I was sitting down with James Lowry, a police officer in Sapulpa. And I'm sitting there kind of going through papers and starting to show him. And I had really just kind of gotten started. Here's the thing. Here's the situation. And I wasn't even halfway through the stack of documents that would have been evidence to prove that Mr. Perry was stalking me. I wasn't even halfway through it. And he actually interrupted me and stopped me and said, "So is somebody bothering you?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you did not just say that, did you? You did not just say that. Wow." And I said, I have someplace to be, so I better get going. And I packed up my briefcase and I walked out just like that. I was done with them. Stalking, bothering, and they're the same thing. Stalking is bothering. Officer, if you can't think past that, we're done. I'm done with you. I'm not going to slow down for you. You catch up. When somebody is in your office and you are interviewing them, what a smart detective does, hit play and let them go. and shut up, and you don't interrupt, and you just let them talk. When they stop talking, then ask them questions. And ask them reasonable, logical questions that make sense and that will get you the information you want. That was what information. I'm in here to file a stalking complaint, officer. And I'm going to sit down and show you documents to prove I'm being stalked, officer. And I'm not even halfway through, and you interrupt me and say, is someone bothering you? Does that sound like an intelligent question that is to gather intelligence or gather information to do your job as a police officer? No. What the fuck was that? So I never went back in there. I never talked to him again. I want nothing to do with Sapulpa Police. Nothing. I would have nothing to do with them. Maybe my guys were looking for a local to work with. Not Sapulpa PD. Too stupid. We have to have smart people that can think on their feet. And they can get it done right and get it done right the first time. We don't have time to be dragged down by somebody who's slow and can't keep up with us. So that's not it. They're not it. And then you might have known who it was. Yeah. No, it wouldn't be somebody who would leak. We don't have leaks. We've never had a leak. You repulse people that bad. People want you hung that bad. This is over once and for all. They want that over. It's over once and for all. So when somebody in the White House tells you, I will distance myself from you so that I can get to speak with her boss and find out what all they're trying to do and why they're trying to do it and what they have and what they're doing with it. I will speak with him myself. If it means I have to distance myself from you, I will. Because your ways never worked in 15 years, or you wouldn't be calling me. And if for 2 weeks that bitch can't control himself enough to leave her alone, she'd better have her money. She'd better be with her kids. What I can imagine, top of the list of things inflaming the situation is what you're doing to her kid. So stop doing things to that kid. Stop. Well, guess what? We're not going to help you. You're bothering us with this. We got our own problems. We got our own responsibilities. We got things to do here. We're very busy. I'm sorry you're not. I'm sorry you don't have a life. So, now months later, they're calling with the same questions. What'd I tell you to do if you wanted me to help you and not have to distance myself from you because you're stupid and you're a risk because you keep getting caught. When you keep getting caught, you're a risk. And if you act like you're too dumb to know that, you're really a risk. Yeah. So they've called in again, same thing. I still don't have a name of someone to call. Dum-dum, because you didn't do what I told you to do. Your way hadn't worked in 15 years. But by all means, get up again tomorrow and try the same thing. It didn't work. It just gets her information and she knows what to do. Do the same thing that never worked. Go ahead, do it. But what I'm going to do is distance myself from you. And I'll tell you what you want to hear, and so you'll get off the phone and leave me alone because I'm busy. And you're bothering me with your problems, and I got my own problems. I got my own responsibilities. Your problems are not my responsibility. And then I'll find a way to get in touch with our boss because I'm going to distance myself from you because you don't matter. Really, when it comes right down to it, you don't matter. You're just another Jeff Epstein. That's all you are. Okay? We all saw what happened to Jeff. Okay. How people hated Jeff. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but the guy this morning basically said, I don't think it's done a whole lot of good for you to run around and tell people you regretted messing with their college education. I think they fully expected you to make that right. Give it back and get out. Because how many times has she said that? Give it back and get out, or nobody's going to help you. And we'll find out what you're up to again, and it won't work. I mean, how many times she got to repeat herself for you? Before you get, they're not kidding. They're not kidding. Yeah, you're picking on women and children, David. How tough of you. And you're hiding behind a TV and a computer and a phone and drugs and poisons. You always got to have help. And it doesn't work when you do it to me. So you're just a little Tinkerbell. Go find a man your age, your size, sir, who's in good health, and beat him up and fight him in broad daylight. If you just got to pick fight with people. You have nothing better to do than pick a fight with people. And you're so weak, you got to go out. Girls, is David even tough enough to fight a woman? I've never seen him do it, come to think of it, without help. He always has to have help. See, we're not talking about gays and trans. We're talking about men who are so weak and pathetic that they think they're masculine or tough or sexy or hotshot, beating down women and children or someone in a hospital or young people a third their age or little old man dying anyway. And you're not. The rest of the world doesn't see it that way. That's why nobody will give you a name. The rest of the world thinks you're just weak and pathetic and you're bullies. And somebody finally hits you back, and what'd you do? Run to the corner and cry and piss yourself. Just like all bullies do. They're all tough, and then until somebody hits back. And then all of a sudden you just go weak. You go soft. And you cry, no, I'm the victim. I'm entitled. No, you're not. No, you're not. We told you to quit picking on people, didn't we? Leave everybody alone. Get off your ass and go work and do normal things normal people do. Charles, go to your family and get the fuck away from me. The guy also asked, how many of your family members did you get involved in this? The whole family. Uh-oh. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. The whole family. Does that look like that was wise? Do you think they're leaking? I don't know. She's not quoting her family. She's quoting us. So they've made a big deal of it. Don't be, stupid. Maybe you're not able to figure out who we're quoting, but you sure shit ought to be able to figure out who we're not quoting. It's not my family. It's you. Maybe you're the leak. Remember, I'm not told how information is obtained. It could be, some sort of court-ordered surveillance, like a wiretap order or a bugging device or some such, or it could be an infiltrator, or it could be an official infiltrator, or it could be an official informant, or it could be an unofficial leak. I don't know. I don't know specifics. That's just general. You know as much as I do.